Hey everyone, it's Steve from the garden. The time has come for me to terminate the cover crop in my first garden bed, which is the one where I grew the first and second round of sweet corn. Now to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my hedge trimmer. This usually goes right through the buckwheat. Now this bed also has some zinnias in it, so the zinnias will get terminated at the same time. Now with the buckwheat flowering like this, it really does draw in a lot of the pollinators. And this is a really good meal for them here late in the summer, early fall. But the buckwheat's been flowering for a little over a week now, and I need to terminate it now before it starts forming seed heads. The seed heads look like this, and as the flowers get pollinated, they close up and start forming these little seeds right here. I could let this cover crop go to the seed, collect the seeds, and then be able to use those seeds again next year. But this is also the bed where I'm going to be planting my garlic and onions in. The garlic goes in mid to late October, so it's important I get this cover crop terminated now, get it tarped over so that the vegetation starts breaking down, and that by the time I go to plant in mid-October or late October, that there's clear ground for the new cloves to go into. I got the drip tape pulled out of the way so I don't end up cutting it. And so now I can just take the hedge trimmer and get going. As you can see here, the hedge trimmer does go through this material pretty fast. It really only takes a couple minutes to do the whole bed. So the bed's been all cut down. Really only took a couple minutes. Actually, there's more work cutting through those zinnias because they have a much thicker stem and a more woody stem. But I did get those through too. Now all this material I cut down, I'm going to leave inside the bed. So I want to make sure it all stays inside. That way I can tarp it. I got my drip tape reconnected because breaking down this material will take water for the microbes to really get it working. And it also helps keep the soil alive too. Because even though like I've terminated the plants, the roots will still be active for at least a couple weeks. And they will need water to keep the soil life alive. So this bed is just over 3 feet wide. I have a 4 foot wide piece of landscape fabric that I'm going to use to cover it. And that way, if it mounds up like here in the center, there's still enough fabric to go and cover the edges too. So this garden bed termination is completed now. I did put a little extra weight here in the section where I'm going to be planting the garlic because I find that when I have more weight on the woven ground cover, that the material in that spot breaks down faster. And since I need the garlic spot sooner than I do the rest of the bed, that's where the extra weight goes. Even though I'm terminating the cover crop on the first bed, the second bed here is also starting to flower and the bees and all that can switch over to this bed instead. Then when that bed gets done, this third bed should be pretty close to being flowering at that time too. If you have any questions over anything I went over in this video, you can go ahead and leave a comment down below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, got something out of this, and we'll see you on the next one.